Hello, I'm Rico Caveglia, and this is your Ageless Body Self-Care Guide. And the title of today's session is the Curiosity Theory for Wellness and Self-Care. Now, the Curiosity Theory is something very interesting, and it's actually developed by a really good friend of mine. And it's been said that curiosity is the most powerful force on the planet. And theory can be used to level up your health, your wealth, and your life. And I want you to know that, my definition of wellness is it's not just about your health, but it's just being well in every aspect of your life, in your business, in your financial state, in your relationships, and of course, in your health. So this is going to be a real interesting one. And I hope you're really curious to what this is all about, because I think you're going to really like this, and you're going to see how being curious can really up-level your life in every aspect of your life. And we're very fortunate to have the actual creator of the Curiosity Theory. His name is Martin Lopez, and he's an author and a coach, and he has written a book called The Curiosity Theory. So Martin, thanks so much for being here.
Wow, I'm really excited to be here, Rico. Thanks for having me. And like you said, curiosity. There's so much power behind curiosity. Not only the power of what you can create, but the power of what you can distinguish and look at. You can look at different perspectives with curiosity.
Yeah, absolutely. When you first came out with this, I was curious, what this is all about, and then when you actually get into it, you realize that it's everything. If we just take some time and be curious about no matter what's going on in our life, whether it has to do with our health or our relationships or our business, you can step back, and then you'll get a lot better perspective of what's going on and how it was created, what you can do about it. So let's begin by tell us what really is your definition. How would you define the Curiosity Theory?
Wow, curiosity for me is a wonderment. It's like exploring life, exploring like self-care and your finances and your relationships in a way that gives you options and gives you multiple perspectives versus one perspective. Like, I'm sick because of this, or my shoulder hurts because of this. What I've learned is that your shoulder may hurt, but it could be something in your gut, or it could be something in your back. It could be different places. But most people that that I've connected with, they're saying, my shoulder hurts and it's because of this one thing. And when I've talked to, many different health professionals, they said that, that pain was actually something over here, maybe down in your leg or your foot or something. They were able to make adjustments, and you were able to, that was able to start healing itself. And I think that's really curious, like, how else can you heal different parts of your body? How else can you heal your finances, your family, different things, versus just looking at something one way?
Yeah, well, I think that's exactly right, and I think that's what holistic health is all about. And instead of
Absolutely.
mainstream health, people don't really care why they're having some kind of an ailment or some kind of a thing. They just want to get rid of it, right? Instead of being
Yeah,
curious, why did this happen in the first place? And so that's what holistic healthcare is all about: is being
I love that.
curious
Yeah,
of how this ailment or whatever is going on, how it came about, and being curious and finding the root cause. So yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Well, you ask, if what you do is you just subscribe to the doctor's always right, then you just, he says you have to take a pill, he has you wrap something up, and that's all you got. But if you do what we call wisdom access questions, and the wisdom access questions for the most part aren't the why, because for the most part, why questions take you down a tunnel. But in health, the why question is very powerful. Why did this happen? Because of the way I eat, or the way I move, or the lack of movement, that kind of thing. Who else does it happen to, and how did they take care of it? What can I do? Which is an action word. You say, I'm curious. What can I do to get better? What can I do to resolve this problem? Wisdom access. When you combine it with curiosity, it gives you so many other possibilities.
I like that term, wisdom access. Yeah, we all have that wisdom inside of us. We just need to
Mhm.
learn how to access this. Well, just
Yeah.
kind of briefly, tell us how you came upon this idea. What kind of triggered this what made you curious to develop the curiosity theory?
Real quick, it was an argument that I was having with my ex-wife about where to go out to dinner. It was one of those things that say, "Where do you want to go eat?" And she said,
Oh
"Anywhere
yeah.
you want." So I made a suggestion, and she's like, "Nah." And we kind of went back and forth, and it was just one of those silly arguments that you get in over nothing. And when I started to, I tried to investigate, like, why are we fighting? That question that I asked, why are we fighting, triggered a past memory that I had from 35 years ago, and a fight that I had when I was in grade school, actually junior high school, where I got out of a fight by accident, where someone was gonna beat me up, and I said, "John, why are we fighting?" And he went like this, and he put his hands down. He goes, "I don't know." I was like, "Whoa!" It's just
Yeah.
wild. So I started asking questions, and I started being curious, and I went back home and I asked my wife, said, "Hey, so why are we fighting?" And she told me what her version of the fight was, and we were able to resolve it, and it was just amazing. I wasn't being defensive or anything, because curiosity, the cool thing about curiosity is it has you not be defensive, because when you're being curious, you're not dealing with your reptilian brain, you're dealing with your neocortex. So you're asking questions that your brain wants the answer to. So your brain's not going to defend against the answer when you're actually and authentically asking the question.
Yeah, very well said. Well, okay, one of my questions was going to be, how can you actually apply this to self-care and for creating better wellness? But I think we've already sort of covered that. So why don't you tell us, if I know you have a whole course and you teach seminars on this subject. How do you begin, and what are some of the basic principles that you need to understand and to begin really applying this in your life?
Well, thank you for asking that question. The foundation of curiosity in the curiosity theory is trust, safety, and respect. If you can establish trust, safety, and respect, then what happens is those relationships, they start to blossom. Let's say you don't trust the doctor, you're not going to listen to the doctor. If you don't trust, your is it a homeopath or your
Mhm.
chiropractor, you're not going to listen to what they say. If you don't respect the person, you're not going to move forward with what they say. And if you don't feel safe, you're probably not going to tell them what you need to say. So when you can bring trust, safety, and respect into yourself, then what you do is you then give it away to other people, and then you then access that in relationships. So I look for trust, I look for safety, and I look for respect in all my relationships. And if I don't have that, then I curiously investigate. I'm asking myself wisdom asking questions, wisdom access questions rather. I'm curious, why do I not trust this person? Oh, it has nothing to do with that person. It has to do with my relationship with chiropractors, or my relationship with acupuncture, or I'm just afraid. Okay, let me share that with you. I tell acupuncturists, I'm afraid of getting the needles stuck in me. Can we talk about that? Yes. So now we're moving forward, you see, versus just being afraid and staying back.
I just want to add, I think the most important concept is to trust yourself first, right? Trust yourself
Absolutely.
and realize that everything happens in your life for a reason, and we're involved with creating everything in our life. So if you trust that you can step back and realize why this is happening in regard to your self-care or your wellness, then like I say, then you can move forward. Yeah.
Absolutely. In trust, I was talking to somebody the other day. They were talking about trust, and they said that I don't trust this person, and I can't move forward with the person because I don't trust them. And I asked her, I said, "So what is trust?" And she said, "It's because I saw something." I said, "Well, trust actually is something you give to somebody. You actually have to give trust. It doesn't just show up. It's an action. Like, I'm going to give trust to this, and so now I can step forward. I feel safe, so now I move forward. I respect. I'm giving respect, so now I can move forward. Versus expecting the world to give you these things. The world doesn't give you those things. So it's up to us to give it to ourselves first, just like you said, then to others, and then to the planet.
So that's so well said. So how would you recommend people to begin to trust themselves more and to be more curious about again, we're just talking about their health right now, in regard to
Mhm.
their health and whatever is going on with them, if they're aging too quickly or they have some problems they're not happy
Wow.
with. how would you recommend they start to become curious and to begin to really try and examine how they've created this and how they can move forward with it?
That's really great. One of the things we talk about in the curiosity theory is, what is your goal? What are my goals? What are my desires? What do I need? So if I need health, if I need to feel better, then I would investigate. I'd be curious about, what do I need to do to accomplish that? And most people, I find, don't have that conversation. They miss the conversation, and then they just opine about how they feel. So they're busy making opinions and criticisms and judgments about how they feel, versus looking for ways to improve those situations. So when you ask, well, first you get clear on your goal. What is my goal? Stop, get clear on your goal. What is it I want? What do I want for myself? What do I want for my partner? What do I want for my family? What do I want for the doctor that's involved? What do I want here? And then when you start to get those questions answered, what you're going to find is, you're going to find collaboration. Because a doctor has they have something they want. They want for their patients, but they also have things they want for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start to investigate that, when you give the doctor what he wants, and you find out that you'll get what you want, and it's like a sport. When you help the team win, you become more valuable for the team, and you create momentum. So in interactions with all relationships, if we can find what the other people want, and we then go, wow, I'm going to help that person achieve that. By me maybe communicating a little bit better about my shoulder, my heart, my eyes, my skin, my hair, all those different things, then you're giving what the practitioner needs in order for them to move forward.
That's so good. That's so good. I want to remind our viewers and our listeners is that if you are curious about how you can learn more about the curiosity theory, and how you can also contact Martin to learn more about it, there's a PDF. Don't forget the PDF that comes with your program. You get the videos and you get an audio, but you get a PDF that has the transcription of this video, and then it also has different ways of how you can contact all of our experts. You can contact Martin. You can learn more. Most all of our experts have some free gifts. I know Martin has a free gift for you, and you can contact him on his website. So don't worry. You can actually learn how to really apply this curiosity theory in any way that you want to. So Martin, I think this is really good. I think the real key point is that when you're curious about everything that's going on in your life, whether it's your health or your, again, relationships, your business, it's really going to open up a whole new path of discovery and empower yourself to actually make a difference in your life, instead of giving up your power and just trying to say, why has this happened to me, and who can help me, but actually empowering yourself. I think curiosity is really empowering yourself.
Yeah.
So
see, the way that you just said it, real quick, if I could jump in, see, the way that you just said it is the way most people say it. And that creates a victim mentality, like, so why is this happening to me? Mm-hmm. That's not really a question. That's not being curious. That is building on an old past experience that you're a victim of, and you're like, why is this happening to me? It's not really like, why is this happening to me? You can ask that same question. But when you apply curiosity, it's
just complaining.
Yeah. But we don't distinguish that. We don't distinguish I'm complaining and say, I'm not going to complain in this interaction with myself. Okay, I want to have a conversation with myself, and I'm not going to judge, blame, or complain. So I'm going to be curious. And then when I find myself judging, blaming, or complaining, I'm going to stop that and then get back to curiosity.
Yeah, really good. So what would be the one thing that people, again, would ask you about the curiosity theory that you can say that you could just, what would be the one thing you say to get started to start applying this in your life?
What I say is I have something called the ABC pause. That's how you use it. So A stands for acknowledge, B stands for breathe, and C stands for curiosity. So it's acknowledge what's going on. Acknowledge, just get present with what's going on. Become aware of what's going on. Take a breath. Notice how you breathe. Even me in this moment, I'm shallow breathing.
Yeah. Take a
I can
nice deep
change
breath.
that deep.
Yeah.
My brain's
Change
going
it.
to go slower. My language is going to go slower. I'm not going to be in such a hurry to make a point. I'm going to get curious about that. Okay, what is it? Maybe what is it I want to do here? I just want to be present and give value. And that's what happens. ABC pause, acknowledge, breathe, and get curious.
It's so good. ABCs. It's
ABCs.
always good to learn the ABCs, isn't it?
It is.
That's
It
so
is.
good. Okay, well, I think we've given some really good information, and really hope we got people curious, really about how you can start being more curious in your life. And I think it's going to make a big difference. And I want to remind everyone that when you begin to take heed and take action on all of our experts' recommendations, I promise you it's going to make a big difference in your overall health and well-being. And so the last question is always the hardest one I have for all my experts is, so what ideas do you have to maybe help to inspire people to actually take some action on your recommendations?
Wow. The things that I talk about are only things that we want anyways. Most people want a good relationship. They may have a tough relationship with their spouse or their children or their coworkers, but what they really want, I find most people they want better relationships. So when you can take a minute, acknowledge the relationship you have, take a minute and breathe, and then get curious about what you want. Start asking yourself wisdom, access questions, and then see what shows up. See what shows up. Your brain is looking for answers. And when you ask a question, your brain's like a vacuum, it's going to seek answers. The key, and I always try to make this really clear with people, don't take the first answer. Get multiple answers. Because what happens is when people have an answer, they grab onto that answer often, and then that then becomes the thing they hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
So if I said, oh, my shoulder's messed up, I wonder what's going on. And I'll say, well, you got hit when you were in high school. And I go, oh, yeah, that's it. And I got hit with high school, or doctor, I got hit when I was in high school. And I forgot I went skiing, and I went skiing. I bumped into somebody or something. It's like, wow, it could be that. Oh, okay. Or maybe it's the way I sleep. Or you start to ask multiple questions, and when you start to ask multiple questions, and if the one answer doesn't work, well, you have other opportunities, you have other possibilities, you have other perspectives.
That's so good. Thank you so much. And I would just end with, I think the more curious you become, you're actually building a better relationship with yourself and with your life.
100%. 100%. Yeah. Okay. Starts with you. Yeah. Starts with you first. Yeah. Get curious about yourself. Stay curious.
Yeah. Stay curious. So get out there and be more curious. Thanks.
Exactly.
Thanks so much, Martin. That was great.
Thank you, Rico. Appreciate it.